It's a bird! It's a plane! Nope, it's Mrs. Harvey.
Hello, students. Wow, what an intro that was. Okay, well, welcome to your Thursday reading lesson. We are on Chapter 7 of Tales from the Odyssey. So go ahead and open to page 241. Here we go. Death to the suitors. Odysseus threw off his rags and leapt onto the stone threshold of the hall. He glared down at the suitors. "That contest is over," he said, "but now there is another target for my bow. Help me, Apollo, god of archers." And with those words, Odysseus took aim at Antinous, the leader of the suitors, and sent an arrow straight into the villain's throat. As Antinous fell to the floor, the other suitors sprang from their seats. "You will pay for this," one shouted at Odysseus. "The vultures will soon eat you." They all then rushed about in great confusion, searching for their weapons, but no spears or shields could be found. "Dogs," Odysseus shouted at them, "I, Odysseus, have come back. You never thought you would see me again, did you? But now your final hour has come. Use the tables for shields to block his arrows," one of the suitors shouted. "Attack him with your swords." The man rushed at Odysseus with his sword, but Odysseus swiftly slew him with another arrow from his bow. Another suitor ran toward Odysseus, but Telemachus hurled his spear and killed him too. Then Telemachus hurried from the room to get arms for the swineherd and the cowherd. Odysseus held off the suitors with his arrows until Telemachus returned with shields and spears and gave the weapons to their two allies. Then the four men stood together against the crowd. One of Odysseus's enemies ran upstairs to the storeroom and found the door unlocked. He grabbed 12 spears and brought them to the others. With the enemy now armed, it seemed impossible to Odysseus that he and his 3 comrades could defeat the scores of men. But suddenly the goddess Athena appeared in the hall. "Join us in our fight," Odysseus shouted to her. Athena's eyes flashed. "You must prove yourselves first," she said. Then she turned into a swallow and flew up to a roof beam to watch. One after another, Odysseus sent his arrows streaking through the air, killing many of the suitors. Then he and his 3 comrades hurled their 4 spears at the enemy. When 4 of the suitors went down, Odysseus and his men pulled the spears from their bodies and hurled them again. The suitors hurled spears too, but Athena kept sending them astray. Finally, the goddess sent a vision that struck terror into the suitors' hearts. A dark cloud appeared over the great hall. The cloud took the shape of Athena's mighty shield. The suitors knew that a vision of Athena's shield meant certain death. Ruthlessly, Odysseus, Telemachus, and their 2 comrades slew man after man. Odysseus spared the life of the minstrel, for the singer sang songs sent from the gods, and he spared the herald, for he wanted him to spread the news that the men of this earth should do good and not evil. But to all others, Odysseus showed no mercy. By the end of the battle, every suitor had been slain. Their bodies were heaped onto the floor like dead fish, thrown from a net onto the sand. The god Hermes appeared in the great hall. Holding his golden wand, he led the suitors' ghosts from the palace. Squeaking like bats, the ghosts followed Hermes over ocean waves. They followed him past snowy rocks. They followed him beyond the sun's gate and beyond the place of dreams until they arrived at last in the mist-shrouded land of the dead. All right, go ahead and go narrate Chapter 7 back to someone in your family, and then you will read Chapter 8 on your own and answer any questions you have for those 2 chapters. Thanks for listening. See you soon.